Hey guys, welcome to Acne Clear Chef. My name is Thomas Grabowski, and today I want to show you how you can make your very own easy roasted sweet potato side. Now, this recipe is great for any side dish for any of your main courses, whether you're making chicken, whether you're making a ground beef stir fry, a turkey, fish. This is a fantastic recipe for any good quality protein or high quality protein recipe. I personally love to make this one with a whole chicken at the same time, so that way while my chicken is cooking, I can also have a delicious, nutritious side that can accompany the chicken. That way when the recipe is done, I can simply serve this with the chicken and have myself an entire complete meal, literally in 2 easy pans and in 2 easy dishes. So with that being said, let's dive into the recipe. Okay, so to start this recipe off, you're simply going to need a few ingredients to get started. So obviously, the main star of this dish is going to be sweet potatoes. So you can use as many sweet potatoes or as few sweet potatoes as you wish. So for this recipe, I'm probably going to be using around 2 to 3 medium-sized sweet potatoes. The next ingredient for this recipe is going to be half of a red onion. You'll also want 1 can of organic canned chickpeas. If you have fresh chickpeas that are already cooked, you can always add this to the recipe. If you're using fresh chickpeas, I would also recommend putting them near the end of the recipe since they're already cooked, so about 5 minutes prior to finishing the sweet potatoes. That way you don't overcook the chickpeas. But I'm going to be using canned chickpeas today. Last but not least, I'm going to be using some ground nutmeg. Again, ground nutmeg is going to give a little bit of a spicy flavor, very similar to kind of like a pumpkin spice flavor. So that way you're not just eating boring sweet potato, you're eating a little bit of sweet potato with style and taste. And obviously, last but not least, I want to finish this recipe off with some extra virgin olive oil. Additionally, once you've created this sweet potato dish, you can also add some collard greens. I typically opt for broccoli stems, spinach, kale, or collards. You can add this in the last 5 to 10 minutes in the recipe. Again, getting those extra dark leafy greens, which are going to be excellent in helping you clear up your skin and have optimal health. Okay, so to get this recipe started, you're simply going to want to grab your sweet potatoes and you're simply going to want to wash them in some filtered water. So I got 2 large sweet potatoes with me today. Again, these probably will be enough for at least 2 to 4 servings. Again, you're going to have to gauge how many carbs your body needs in any given meal, but typically, this will probably yield you about 4 servings. Okay, so once you've washed your sweet potatoes, you're simply going to want to cube them. Now, the way I do that is very simple. You simply want to take your sweet potato and cut the ends off of the top and the bottom ends of the sweet potato. And depending on the length, you may want to cut the sweet potato in half. And then when you have 2 halves, you're going to want to cut them in half again lengthwise. Then you're going to want to take your halves and cut them in half again so you have quarters. And then once you have your quarters, I simply cut them about 1 inch, 1 to 2 inches, depending on the size that you enjoy. I like a chunky sweet potato. So I aim for about 1 inch cubes like so. Rinse and repeat until you have your sweet potatoes all nicely cubed. Okay, and when you're done, you should have transfer your cubed sweet potatoes onto a baking sheet. Okay, now for the red onion, very simple. I already have half a red onion here cut in half. Now what you want to do is take a half and cut it in half again so you have quarters. It should look something like this. And I'm just going to peel the top layer until I have the exposed shiny part of the red onion. So I thought I'd do a close-up for this part. So what you want to do is create 4 incisions in 2 to 3 incisions into your red onion. So again, we have that quarter of that red onion there. You can see that. So what I'm going to want to do is take your knife, and obviously you want to handle it correctly. And you just want to create 2 to 3 incisions. I'm just going to create 2 incisions here. So then it's kind of, you cut your quarter into 3 more thirds there. And all I'm simply going to do, because this is going to be with the sweet potatoes, it's typically going to be more of a chunkier side. I'm going to probably do about 1 inch from the top, and I'm going to create these big chunks of red onion. So you're going to want to do that for 1/2, so essentially, so 2/4. And you do that with 2/4, and you're just going to sprinkle them on your baking sheet. Okay, so we're just kind of nearing the final steps here. Really, really simple. We're going to take 1 can of chickpeas. You're just simply going to drain it and pour it over the mixture. Okay, now that you've added your chickpeas, you simply want to season with salt, pepper, and nutmeg. So when you add the nutmeg to the dish, you're going to really smell those strong flavors that you're going to get from the spice. I didn't season much salt on this one because I felt like the salt was kind of go against the sweet potatoes, so I just kind of added the nutmeg very generously and a little bit of pepper. But now all we want to do is add our healthy fats. So I'm going to be using our olive oil here. I'm using an extra virgin olive oil from a local company here in London. And all you're simply going to do, most olive oils have this clear opening here. And what I'm going to do is cover half of it with my thumb just so a little bit gets out. You can pour it normally, but I usually find that if you tip it a bit too much, a lot of olive oil comes out. So having your thumb on the bottle prevents overspillage. And you're going to just simply want to lightly coat the outer layer of the sweet potatoes. That way when it cooks in the oven, you're going to get the nice roasted flavor. And as well, you're also going to get those healthy, beneficial omega-3 fats from the delicious and beautiful omega-3 olive oil. Okay, and once you're done, you're going to have this delicious, beautiful looking sweet potato side dish that's going to go great with any of your recipe. So what you're going to want to do is add this into the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit and cook this for 20 minutes. Okay, so after about 20 minutes, I just pulled out my sweet potatoes out of the oven. Now this is where you can add the collard greens that I was talking about. So you can use broccoli stems, spinach, kale, or Swiss chard. Again, these are all fantastic options if you want to have that nice looking, healthy, glowing skin from the inside out. So what I'm going to be doing here today is I'm going to be adding some dark leafy green spinach, and I'm simply going to add it onto the baking sheet, and I'm going to add about 2 to 4 cups of spinach until the entire baking sheet is covered. After you finish that, throw the pan back into the oven for an additional 5 to 10 minutes, and your meal should be done. All right, and there's a quick recipe you can put together. All right, and there you guys have it. A nice, delicious, nutritious, power-packed lunch or dinner ready to go at any time of the day. You got your sweet potatoes, you got your onions, you got your spinach, and then you got your protein of choice. This recipe contains around 120 to 240 calories per serving. Again, if you want something that's delicious, nutritious, and full of vitamins and minerals, this is one of many recipes that I have on my YouTube channel. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. And until then, guys, thanks for watching the video, and I will see you in my next video. And if you haven't already, feel free to check out my Acne Clear cookbook, which is now available on Amazon. I will also be having an audio version as well that I'll be giving completely away for free. Again, if you want a free copy of my digital cookbook, like and subscribe today, and contact Acne Clear in the comments below. I will personally send you an email with a free e-copy of my book. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great day.